What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. If you happen to be new here, my name's Dave. I actually have Luke with me today. Luke, can you say hi to the camera?
Hi.
Hi. Luke and I actually aren't feeling real good. And so today, Mom and Scott went to Scott's school because he had like a Lego display expo or exhibit. Scott is in Lego Club, and he has been once a week building a electricity related thing. If I think about it, I'll try and get some pictures up in maybe the next video or something. I've been minimal editing or minimal video production for that matter, as all of you are very well aware. So Luke and I weren't feeling good, so we didn't get a chance to go with it and see it, but they did end up sending me some pictures. Looks kind of cool. It's just a lot of free build, which is different than the last Lego Club that we did. So that was kind of neat. But Luke is in love with Lego, and so we are building actually this set number 10743, which is not really what the video is about, but I thought it was a good opportunity to try and capitalize on this time that we have while Luke is sorting his parts by color. Right? That's what you're doing?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we like to sort our parts by color before we actually build the set. So he's going to be doing that, and I figured why not give you a little update. Year-to-date sales on Amazon, I think I'm at like $3,000 or $4,000. I haven't sent anything in since, I think, the one shipment at the beginning of January. So I do have inventory left. There's a few different things that have not been selling at the prices that I had them. I think I keep bumping them down occasionally. So some of the margins on a couple of those are a little bit less than what I had originally targeted, but that's okay. I mean, I bump it down $1 or $2 just to get them to move because it was getting flagged as excess inventory and had been sitting in there too long. It's one of those things on Amazon that you do actually have to keep an eye on because it will affect your IPI, inventory performance, something. We'll just call it inventory performance. I think it's IPI, but I don't remember what the other I is. And so I have been keeping an eye on that, making sure that I'm clearing out my restock identifications so that they know that I don't have the ability to restock some of these things, which honestly is one of the most annoying things about Amazon when I send in my one-off stuff is that the one item sells and then they say, hey, that sold great. You should send in 12 more. And in my head, I'm like, well, I'd love to send in 12 more. I just don't have 12 more to send in, or any to send in for that matter. Occasionally, I've been able to do some restocks with stuff that I had 20 of, and I only sent in half of them. But that's not the mode that I'm in right now. I've been clearing out a lot of the one-off stuff and trying to really churn through that inventory to the best of what I can. Now, I've been doing a ton of travel for work. And so I have not had an opportunity to really do much downstairs aside from pull the Bricklink orders that we had, which Scott has been super huge help on that. He pulls pretty much all the orders now, and I just package them and double check quality control. The counts for shipment. You can put those with these browns if you want. So he's been doing all the order pulling, which helps saves me time so that I can start packaging them up as he's pulling the next part, which really speeds us through that process. He's learning a little bit about the business, which is great. One of my big intentions of running the Bricklink store are to try and make it something that once he's old enough, he'll have the option to kind of take over, and it can be his first business if he wants. So he's been learning a lot about that stuff. That's been great spending that time with him. The work stuff has made it real hard to ship anything in, to Amazon at least. I do occasionally like that. I have eBay orders that come in. I have the Bricklink orders that come in. And even when I've been out of town, Scott and Lori have been capable of getting those orders out so that the customers don't see any delays. Usually we kind of talk about it in advance prior to my trip to ensure that they think that they're going to have time to pull and ship orders while I'm gone. If not, I'll just put everything in vacation mode. So that's kind of the selling side's still been there. It hasn't been a ton. We have received quite a few Bricklink orders the first half of this year, or quarter of this year, whatever it's been so far. It's March right now. And you're going to see this because I think I'm actually going to put it up today. Why wait when you're doing irregular videos anyway? Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at on that. Buying front. So on purchases have really slowed down because I'm trying to keep the engine turning. So for a long time, the last 4 years, 5 years, I've been taking, those are great. You can put those over there. I've been taking money out of our savings to help fund a lot of this, right? Obviously, the business has run profit as well, in which case that profit has just dived right back into the business to purchase more and scale up in size, which is what I've been capable of sharing with all of you. But at this point in time, I have locked down the personal investment side of it. So right now, I'm not planning on putting any of my personal income back into the business. At this point in time, the business has grown to a point that it needs to be able to self-sustain, and that's where I'm focused. So I haven't been able to do much selling at the front half of this year, and therefore I haven't been able to do much buying. I've had some stuff trickling in, and that's really what my light sales have been made to cover. So I've got the Bricklink designer program, the third wave has started coming in. I have 3 of the 5 sets. Unfortunately, they were limit 1, so I do only have limit 1 of each of those. I don't know if I plan to keep any of them, though. They're really cool sets, and it's hard. My collector brain tells me that I should probably hang on to them. But I also look and say I've got tons and tons of sets downstairs that I already don't build. So I don't know. I'll probably end up selling them, but I'll hang on to them a little while to see what the pricing does for them, since they are fairly limited, 10,000 each. So I've got those coming in. This wave was actually the most expensive wave out of all of them. The first wave, I think I only got 2 different sets, but I got them in quantity 5. That was the fishing boat and the castle in the forest. So I've got 5 of each of those, which was fantastic. The second wave, they had changed the limit to 1, and so I got 1 of each of the 5 sets. I don't even remember what all the 5 sets were, but I do have 1 of each of them. And then this wave, I did the same thing, about 1 of each of the 5. So I'm going to just let those kind of sit for a little bit to figure out what they're going to do. But this one, gosh, what do I have into it? It's like 4, 7. I think the first 3 sets is around $1,000, and then the next 2 is another. It's probably $1,600, $1,700 total, just in those 5 sets. They were fairly expensive the second time or the third time around. So that's what most of my business churn, business cycling, whatever, the money coming into the business has gone towards is those. I do have a buffer built up into my business bank account, so I'm capable of getting a little bit more. I'm just trying to be cautious and make sure that I keep it in there so that when I find a good deal, I've got the excess money, right? So that's a big thing. We'll just kind of end maybe on this one tip, is that if you want to be able to capitalize on a good opportunity and a good deal in a scale type way, you need to be planning in advance for that, right? You need to make sure that you have the liquid assets ready for that so that you can make those purchases. So if I see a deal next week and I've only got $200 in my business bank account, well then, I don't know. I mean, I'm only going to be able to invest that $200 at most, right? But if I've got $20,000 in my bank account, I have the option to make a choice on how deep I go into that set. So if they're $100 sets, I could maybe choose to go with, what would that be? So 50 sets, in which case I spend $5,000. And I can make that choice to purchase in quantity, in scale, get that good deal. And instead of just getting the good deal one time, you're kind of getting that good deal 50 times at that point. And so you want to make sure that you kind of hold off and don't just look at, hey, I brought $100 in or $1,000 in or $10,000 in. Let me throw it right out of the window already to get more inventory in. You want to kind of reserve some of that so that you've got it ready to execute when you need for a good deal. So that's going to be the tip here. Luke has apparently started trying to build this on his own. But you didn't finish sorting, bud. You got more colors you need to sort. That's pretty good for not having looked at instructions, though. He's just going to build this Lightning McQueen however he wants. Okay. That's the tip. That's the update. Whoa. That's the tip. That's the update. We're going to go ahead here and finish the building. He's mostly sorted, so I'm going to help him finish that off so that we can start doing this actual build. Luke, do you want to say goodbye to everybody?
Bye.
Bye, everybody. Hey, thanks for sticking around. Thanks for continuing to watch the channel. I still have an intention of trying to get more videos out. Maybe I'll do some more short things like this as I look for deals or something. Maybe I'll show some of that. So, anyways, we're going to go back to being sick homebodies and build Lego together. Thanks, everybody, for watching. I really appreciate your support on the channel. And I hope that you continue to enjoy the updates, no matter how infrequent they may become. It is something that I do enjoy doing. So hopefully that'll ramp back up. All right, everybody. We will see you in the next video. Bye.